Yes, you heard that right. We can finally make our own LUTs for the game, which comes with its own terms and conditions applied. But to use them, you will require Lumina, which is made by Nyoko. Currently, I am on 1.5.5 version and I'm recording this quite early in the week. So by the time you see the video, you will have your 1.5.6 or maybe higher. Now to get started, you need to head over to the game with Lumina enabled and then click on this pyramid button, and you'll see you have got your usual post-processing UI that you get with Lumina. And if you come over here with the sun looking icon, you will see tone mapping, which is in beta right now, so it is still being worked on. And over here currently with this version, you can come over here and load any LUT. So to change any LUT over here, you will need to type its full name except the .cube file. So if you open the LUT folder over here, you will see that currently I have got these many LUTs, but you will have to type like the whole name except the .cube one. So for example, if you are using this LUT, you will have to type blues only. So let's see. So we can come over here and type blues, and it doesn't care about the capital letter or small letter, so you can use anything over here. But if there is an underscore, then you will have to use the underscore. So let's load the blues. As you can see, it is loaded completely fine. In the future version, Nyoko is planning to have like a drop down from where you can select any LUT, so you don't have to type or remember the names. But currently it is like this. There is one LUT that you can use as a base, two LUTs basically, not one. So the name of it is reds, oranges and yellows, and if we load it, then you can see it has got a very neutral type of look to it, and it looks good. It does boost the orange and red a little bit, but it is sort of a neutral look. If we come to aqua, then this is the other LUT, which is sort of a neutral one. It is a bit brighter in the greens, and it boosts up the blues a little bit. But this is another sort of base image that you can use, base LUT that you can use to make your own LUTs. So currently we'll be using the reds, oranges and yellows, and we'll load that, and then we can come to photo mode and grab ourselves a photo just like this. And now we can come to any editing software. So I'm using Affinity. You can use Photoshop or DaVinci Resolve or Lightroom or anything that you want. So over here, now that we have opened this, we'll bring our photo that we have grabbed. So I'll open it in Affinity Photo, and here it is. So let's start from the basic. So with this LUT making, I have found that currently there is sort of an hierarchy that you have to follow to make a perfect LUT, and that hierarchy might change with the different editing softwares, or maybe it will not, but this is what I have found. So first of all, you will have to add contrast. So I'll add maybe around 48 to 50% of the contrast, and then we'll add the shadow and highlights. So I'll have shadow at negative 100% and highlights maybe around 50%. So you can and you will have to boost the image editing a little bit to get the desired result, but that boost will only apply to certain areas and parameters. So for highlights and exposure, you can boost it a little bit, but for others you will have to be a little bit more careful. So after this, we'll come to over here and grab ourselves white balance. So we are trying to recreate the Google Maps neutral look. So we'll bring down the tint to a lot bluish, and then increase a little bit of pink to get this look, and you can see the effect. A slight effect, but quite noticeable. And then we'll come to curves. So over here I will boost the shadows a little bit to the darker and increase the mid-tones slightly, so not much. And after this we'll add the vibrance or saturation. So we can increase the saturation a bit, so we don't have to worry about that. And then after that we can load ourselves color balance. So in Affinity, color balance is changing of the tones and hues in mid-tone, shadows and highlights. So for the shadows we'll increase the blues a bit, and for the mid-tones we'll increase the blues as well, and maybe a little bit of red to get this look. And then we'll come to exposure, which is, or which should be, the last thing that you need, and we can increase it to maybe 0.5. So this will be the sort of LUT that will be exporting. So we'll select everything, come over here, export LUT, and we can name it as test and increase the quality to 32 point cube. So remember that you will have to use a 32 point cube file. Cities Skylines 2 and Lumina only accepts 32 point cube, which is 32 by 32 by 32, and the file needs to be .cube extension. So after this we can export it to our custom LUTs, and let's open it. So here it is, the test.cube which we made, and it's 865 KB. So this is the most important thing that you will need to take care of, is that currently Lumina only accepts files that are 865 KB or above. So if you have, like, for example, 700 KB or 587 KB or 786 KB, Lumina will not read it. And I have tested quite a lot since past 2 to 3 days, and Lumina doesn't accept that. So you'll have to have yourself 865 KB of file size for your .cube file. So we'll grab this one, the test.cube, copy it, paste it in our LUTs folder, refresh it, and come back to the game. And now we can come over here and type test and load the LUT, and as you can see, this is how it looks currently. And you can obviously add the contrast and everything later on if you feel like it is a bit less, but you can see this is how the LUT is looking. And one thing that you will need to take note of is that the look of the LUT will change depending on seasons, so they will not be consistent. If you want to have a consistent look or have a good consistent look, then you will have to tweak it every season or every other season. So as of right now, this is being shown in spring season of Archipelago Haven, which has clouds, and I do have clouds and fog settings and volumetrics enabled, so that will affect your LUTs quite a lot, because clouds come with their own global illumination. So for example, if I come over to dev menu and change the simulation to maybe summer, so you can see it has affected the LUT so much over here. And the fix is simple. You don't have to go to your editing software. You can just come to Lumina and edit the exposure or the contrast, and you can tone it down a little bit, or maybe boost up the shadows a little bit if you want, and you can get the same LUT back again. So you will have to tweak it a little bit depending on the season, and the look of the LUT also changes slightly with every map, because every map has its own weather and latitude and longitude, so it will change slightly. So these three important notes, you should be it should be on top of your head, that your file size for your LUT should be 865 KB. The look of the LUT will change every season, and it might change or might not change slightly in other maps, so you will have to take care of that. So currently it's quite easy to make your LUT and import it into your game. And next week I will be releasing my own 2 packs. So one will be Google Earth LUT and the second one will be Cinematics LUT. So they will be available next week in my Discord, whose link will be given down the description. So you can join the Discord and keep an eye out on when the LUTs will be available. So let's do a quick recap of how to make your LUT. So come to Lumina, switch off every post process that you have enabled. Come to over here, load the reds, oranges, yellows LUT or the aqua LUT, and then take your screenshot, bring it to your editing software and do these specific changes. So for example, if we take a look at Google Earth warm, which I have made, so this is a bit warmer look for the Google Earth neutral. So come to brightness and contrast, increase it to your desired level. Then for shadows you can bring it down and bring the highlights up. And then for white balance I have done this, so a slight increase in for the tint to be a bit warmer, and then the below one is again at a pink side, so it helps quite a lot. Then for curve, a slight boost in the darker side for shadows, then a slight increase for midtones. Then for vibrance we have got it for 22, but you can increase it to 32 if you want, or maybe a bit more. Then for color balance, for shadows again it is a bit colder, and for midtones it is a bit on warmer side. And highlights is basically, we haven't messed with that because it is highlight and it should be white and a bit bright. Then for exposure it is set on 0.4, but we can set it for 0.5. And then select everything and go to export LUT, rename it, so we can rename it test 1 and increase the quality to 32 point cube. So 33 point cube will also work. So if you are in DaVinci Resolve, then it exports it in 33 point cube, so it is completely fine. So export it and then make sure that your LUT is 865 KB. Copy it and paste it in your LUTs folder. Then boot up your game and come to over here and load your LUT test 1, and you can see here it is and how it looks. So just a comparison, so we will boost up the things that we had before, so it just boosts everything up. So this is the neutral look that we had, and this is a bit warmer one, so it is a bit warm and matches with some of the areas of Google Earth. Here it is, and here how you can make your own LUT. And I hope you learned something and you had a great time watching this and you liked it. And if you did, then please hit like button, and if you keep coming back to the channel, or if you want to see more videos like these, then hit subscribe and turn on notification so you guys know when the new video drops. It drops every Saturday, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.